This is the entranceway to the lower property, lot 2. This is the driveway, and it's looking towards the valley, so just to the side of the ocean. So this is also our view. The ocean's to the right of this view, but it's a beautiful valley with a nice breeze. And now you can look back, so you can see the house. The left-hand corner there that you're looking at is where the kitchen is. The entranceway is going to be over to the right, about 3/4 of the way down the pad. If you go to the right, you'll see the hill again, the shower area, and then the hill that goes back up towards lot 3, and then the road back out again. We'll walk up the road for a while so you can see the distance between lots 2 and lots 3. Off to the left here, these cutouts are for erosion. We'll have to figure out some kind of landscaping for that. It's real dry today. All those little plantings you see over to the left, those are the edge of our driveway up to lot 3. Those are all some sort of grass that are for erosion control. They seem like they're doing pretty good. When we get up there, we'll show you some other stuff. There's some almond trees and some bananas and palm trees. They look a little thirsty though. We got to work on those. It's about a 50-yard walk or so, maybe a little longer, between lot 2 back up to lot 3. The direction we're headed heads back out of the property. Over to the right, you can see where the power lines end and the sort of mechanical station. It's good, it ends before it gets to our property, so everything from there is underground to our property, which is nice. So there's no power lines or anything beyond that point, which is good. If we turn left, we'll go up the driveway to our property. This is where a gate probably will go at some point. The entrance to the property. You can see it's they framed it out real nice. It's about 1,000,000 degrees, but there's a good breeze. See, the grasses to the left are they're holding really good. You can see some of the little palm trees that they planted. There's some brown stems on there, so it looks pretty dry, so we got to figure out what to do about that. But they'll form a nice barrier once they get mature. And we can plant some other things between them. You can see the water line coming in down there. So the house would be off to your left a little bit, kind of framed between the 2 big trees. And the pool would be on the edge, on the back side of the house towards the ocean. It's a really big pad. Let's look at some of the palm trees. See, it's a nice view of the valley. See, it's windy up here today. They do look a little thirsty, but that's okay. There's all kinds of vines growing as well that they planted. We think it's passion fruit, maybe bougainvillea, or something called mani that they planted, but it looks like it's working pretty good. So hopefully in like a year it'll be all over the place. The valley looks really nice. So we're getting close to where the house would be. There's a lot of good trees. There's a big Guanacaste tree off to the right, and there's a cool tree behind it. I don't know what it is. It's pretty steep on the other side, but that's why we have all those plants that you see sticking up. The grass and whatever those little stubby things are. These tall, thin ones you see here are ringing the edge of the property are almond trees. I don't know if you can see them. You might have to get closer because they're really skinny. So those skinny ones they look kind of like papaya trees, but they're almond trees. There's 4 of them. I think there's going to be 5 of them when they're done. They provide good shade. They flower. You can see the ocean. The swimming pool is probably right where we're standing now is where the pool likely will be. They haven't marked it out yet. And then we have to figure out how to cut a path between where we're standing now down to lot 2 in the guest house there. So our idea was to cut some sort of nice meandering walkway through the 2 properties and have a sitting space in between, but we still got to figure that out. There's still a lot of construction to do, obviously. You can walk over on the edge of the property and you can see how steep it is off to the right side. We can show you the banana trees and then the back side of the property. Where we're looking here goes all the way down to a road. The main road up to where the property is. You can't see it, you really can't hear it either. It's nice. And it's not it's not like there's a lot of traffic on the road. It's a dirt road. It's very steep. They did a nice job planting all of these this ground cover. It's not as green as the ground cover on the right hand side. It looks more brown. I'm not exactly sure why, because they planted it all exactly the same time. Definitely looks different. There's lots of vines hanging. Our first banana trees are coming up a little bit. They're still pretty small. We're not exactly sure how we're going to harvest the bananas. It's on a pretty steep piece of property. But there's one small banana tree growing right there between the grass. And if we keep going into this right-hand corner over here, there's another one. I don't know where the orange trees are, but they planted them somewhere. I think they're up here on the hill to the right, which we'll show you in a second. There's the other banana tree. And if we page to the right, there's all kinds of vines they planted which are blooming. And then they had to cut a ridge in the back end of our property so the water drains out so it doesn't collapse during rainy season. So the water should drain off of this ridge here that you're looking at and run down the side of the hill. But this is the back end of our property, or the front end, because it's when you come in through the entrance. We think we'll have fruit trees up there and then some kind of ground cover that'll come down all the way down the sides here and have little yellow flowers on them during the rainy season. And I think they have some orange trees planted up there, but I can't see them. They were really small. And now you're looking back towards the valley, and to the left is the entrance back in the property, and then on the way back towards the entrance to the main property. There's 2 or 3 other building sites behind us that we'll walk back and show you, but they're further up the hill.